been asked if I could provide a short video about the robustness test for your time series assessment. So what I've done is I've copied my forecast from Retail Therapy, so that was Plastic Fantastic, looking at credit card, the value of credit card transactions in New Zealand over time. And I've copied that in because we should always have your forecast first. So that includes your forecast graph here and your forecast predictions, and then your interpretation of those. The robustness test is looking at how well we can trust our predictions. So we're looking at the boundaries, how large the boundaries are, and whether or not we can actually trust that those boundaries are going to be correct for the future. The easiest way to do that is to delete this segment of data here. So we already have this data, and what we're going to do is we're going to delete that segment of data, that year's worth of data, and we are going to see if our model can actually give us those values back when we forecast. So to do this robustness test, we just pop it at the bottom of our forecast. We make sure that our data is in NZ Grapher, and we delete off the last 12 rows because we've got monthly data. We'll delete off 12 rows. We delete off the last year's worth of data. So as I delete this, you'll see over here on my graph that my graph starts to change until I have that year. So I'm just going to delete the last row, and I'm going to delete the last row 12 times. And every time I do this, it's updating my graph. So that's 4 more. There we go. So I've updated my graph to include the 2018 data, of which we do have, but I'm seeing how well my model can predict this. So the main idea is to go to your forecast output and grab the table for those months. So our one goes up to 2018 month 11. So copy those and put them into your document. So I've got them there. Now, what is a really good idea to do is to insert a row, a column that's going to contain your actual values, the actual values that we deleted. So we can get those from the data that we were given, and they're all listed here. So just scroll to the bottom and get the last 11 pieces of data. So I just have to check which one on my credit card. That's this column here. And then I'm going to just copy the last 11 up until there, 12 pieces of data. Copy. Now this one was quite annoying because I couldn't paste it directly in. I don't believe it decided to not play nice. So I'm just going to grab these here and pop them in manually. Once I have these pieces of these actual values, I'm going to compare my predicted values to my actual values, but it's not actually the predicted value that matters the most. The one that matters the most is whether or not these actual values fit within the prediction boundary, fit between the minimum and maximum. If they fit between the minimum and maximum, it means we can trust the model and that the model is doing a good job. If the model's not doing a good job, then there are things that we need to discuss about what we could possibly do to change this. This could be anything from changing our forecast, changing our data range. So we could decide to shorten the data, or we could do, or we could change what data we're analyzing. But the idea behind this is to check whether or not these values fit between these two.